Welcome to episode 193 of the Lone Hockey Podcast. For today, we're going to be talking about some standouts in last night's matchup between Colorado and Edmonton. And really exciting matchup to watch, and obviously a back and forth game. You have two premier teams in the league going at it against one another, and two premier offensive teams, two premier teams in transition, and two premier teams that just comes to generating offense consistently. So really exciting game, and obviously Edmonton gets away with the win, 4-3. And I thought some standouts on their side. Evan Bouchard had a really good game and had a multi-point game. He had 2 points, a goal and an assist, and 5 shots, and he was really noticeable. I thought he was really creating offensively really well. He was moving really well. His feet were moving really well. And I really liked his two-way play and his two-way ability. And I thought he was really noticeable from many different perspectives there. And just a really consistent all-around defenseman for the Oilers. And as he's a major staple for them as essentially their number one defenseman. So he was really good. Leon Draisaitl and Connor McDavid, obviously two elite players, and they stand out pretty much every game. So exciting to watch there. And then I really like Victor Arvidsson's game. I felt like he was really noticeable at creating transition plays and being able to be an outlet, being able to be a breakout threat, and just being well timed in terms of positional play and his routes. And he's really aware. He was able to create a lot of space effectively. I thought he was really active in transition, really active in the ozone, and was really noticeable when it came to creating offense and being able to create a lot of different forms of shot volume as well. And then he was very effective. And I like Vasily Podkolzin's game as well. I felt like I noticed some. We talked about some standouts against Minnesota before this one, but Podkolzin, I felt like he was really good in this game, and I noticed him more in zone offensively in terms of how he's maneuvering around guys, how he's deking guys out one on one, how he was able to be a threat there, and I thought he was doing a really good job of creating space for himself there, and was very effective, really fun to watch, and was really exciting to watch. And then Nathan McKinnon, moving on to some Colorado standouts. Of course, Nathan McKinnon stands out every single game. I wrote about him in my newsletter today, and I'm just always really impressed when it comes to McKinnon because, like I said in the article, I feel like when I watch a lot of players in the league, you notice their highlights, like when it comes to the elite of the elite players, their highlights, they look pretty linked together and pretty smooth. Whereas you watch McKinnon's highlights, they look a lot more violent and chaotic sometimes in terms of how he's touching the puck, how he's overhandling the puck, how he's moving in transition, how he's using his crossovers. But he does it so efficiently for himself that allows him to be able to be a threat all the time. So it works for him, obviously, and obviously one of the NHL's best players. So it works for him. And then Jonathan Drouin, I thought was really noticeable in terms of playmaking and being able to be a support option for McKinnon at even strength, and was really noticeable when it came to those situations at 5-on-5, of being able to be a puck support guy and also a guy who can play give and go with McKinnon when need be, and was really noticeable. I thought he was really steady from an overall perspective. I didn't notice him a ton. Like I feel like in Colorado, I haven't noticed a ton of his flair offensively per se. I feel like early on you would see a lot of flair from Jonathan Drouin in terms of offensive play, but I feel like he's kind of tapered off a little bit, which is kind of positive for him because I feel like he needs that consistency in his game and the offensive positioning, and it's really helped him be able to have that. So he's been really good, really effective, and then I thought Mackenzie Blackwood in net was just stellar. And I know Edmonton scored 4 goals, but Mackenzie Blackwood, he made some really key saves. I don't usually talk about goalies a ton, but when it comes to goalies, their positioning are obviously to catch my eye, you have to have positioning. You need to make some really good saves and some highlight reel saves. But at the same time, just be able to make the right reads at the right time. And he was doing that on a regular basis. I felt like sometimes the teammate support wasn't there in terms of the support from his D's and stuff. But he was really effective, and he's been really effective ever since joining Colorado, and has just been one of their best players in the recent stretch of games. So he's been very effective from an overall standpoint in net for them as well.